This video is all about how to make our little tea light star box. When you open your bag, there's not very many pieces in this one to get lost, which is a great thing. But when you open your bag, you're going to end up with one set of screws that you're going to put on the side, and then 8 pieces of wood. In just a second, we'll look at what those different pieces are and how the pieces go together so you can decorate them. All right, now let's look at the pieces in your tea light set. What you'll notice first is that we've got 8 little pieces of wood. 4 of them are going to be one way, and 4 of them are going to be the other way. So what you're going to do is fasten them together like this when we build it. So you're going to want to make sure you completely decorate them. However you want to approach it. You've also got a bottom here that's going to go face down. You'll probably want to make sure you sand all of the pieces a little bit. The inside's certainly going to be visible here, so you want to make sure you get that set up and ready to go as well. So take your time, make them pretty, do whatever you want to with all 8 of those pieces. And then when you're ready, come back and watch the rest of the video and we'll see how this tea light gets put together. All right, now that you've decorated all 8 of your tea light pieces, we're going to go ahead and put them together. I'm going to start by laying these out so you can see what we're doing. We've got ones that have a solid piece on the bottom and ones that come across with a little hole across the bottom. And we're going to interconnect these and actually be able to make them come out with our little fingers and build a 8-sided star shape on the bottom that goes against the bottom. I'm also going to go ahead and open up my screw kit here so you can see what we're doing with our screw kit. In this case, we only have 4 screws, 4 nuts, and a set of feet that we'll use when we're ready to assemble this. And I'm going to kind of do this in a way that might seem counterintuitive, but it's the easiest way I've figured out to get the pieces and parts going together right. So what you're going to do is you're just going to pick them up, and you're going to ever so carefully take and put the 2 pieces together like this. You'll notice that what happens then is my thicker pieces end up covering that hole on the bottom. And you're going to build a circle-ish shape with lots of overlap. Make it really loose. You don't want to build it tight. You're just going to build a nice loose circle here. Setting face up, it'll hold itself up. It's sort of like building a fence or a wall. But we're just going to build these pieces and interweave them. And you will know when you get the wrong one or you get them turned upside down because they won't fit together right. And we're looking to get our 8 pieces popping out the top so we know how this goes together. Once you've done that, you'll end up with a really loose circle. And when I want to put the bottom on, rather than trying to put the bottom on with it really tight, I'm going to just set the bottom on here loosely, and I'm going to slowly start to tighten the pieces in to make sure my bottom fits perfectly. And that's why we started loose, is because it's much easier to start with it loose and get it all together. The one thing you're going to notice is you want to make sure that the side that has the screw holes matches the big outer layer pieces that are going to go on the outside. And that one doesn't want to go together, so we're going to loosen it back up. It's all tight, loosen it back up some. Pick a pair to start with, and again, make sure you've got the screw holes in the side with the screw holes. And slowly fit one piece in at a time to get them all to fit into place. And as you'll do that, during that, what you're noticing is you're going to get these ends overlapping. such a way that your pieces should all fit. Come on. If you get it too tight, which is what I've done here, it won't fit into place. So I've got 3 pieces in and latch. Let's get this 4th one over here. This next one in over here. There you go. So it's going to take a little bit of playing with it, but if you do it slowly, you should be fine. And once you've done it, you can flip it upside down, and you'll notice that it'll hold itself together pretty nicely because of all of that friction of the pieces fitting together. But we're going to do a little bit of putting bottoms on and putting some nuts in to make that happen. I'm going to set these sideways and set a nut in this hole right here. Put a drop of glue on this. And then set this into place here. If you lose your nut, flip it out the side. Put it back into place. And grab your screwdriver and screw that nut in nice and tight. That's what's going to hold the whole piece together because these are on the outside. So we only need 4 because we've got these outside edges that we're using. I'm going to put my finger in this one to do it. And you'll notice that you can always put your drop of glue on your screw with just one hand if it's sitting down on a work surface. Get that started. Make sure that goes in nice and tight, and we're holding that all together. Do that again here. Put my drop of glue on my screw. Drop that through the hole, make sure it's lined up. And one more here, and that's going to hold the entire project together. As always, if you want to add a little bit of glue, you should actually have enough room to get your hand inside with the glue bottle at this point to put some glue around the pieces to hold them together as well. And that is certainly up to you. I probably won't do it on this one, but if you're worried about it staying together, you can do that here. Looks like I've cross-threaded a little bit, or it would be starting. Come on, there you go. Once you get that started and going, it should pull up so they're all nice and tight. And my bottom is held in place tightly. And as I said, if you wanted to glue a few pieces together, you could put some dabs of glue up between the rails here, but you really shouldn't need them. This is going to be really tightly held in place. You could also put a drop of glue across the edges on the bottom where the sides are attached to the bottom. But you should be in really good shape with just that much. And before we're done, we need to make sure we put our 4 dots of glue on for the feet and put our feet on. Again, they're so sticky, but you know, we don't want to lose them. We've given you circles to mark where the feet should go. It's a little odd because of this octagon shape. You kind of have to put them on one side of each screw, but you want to do them on the same side, which is why we put marks on for you. And once you've done that, you've got a really cool tea light holder. If you haven't already, you can open the bag with the tea lights in the box and drop your tea light in the bottom. We are using electric tea lights. I just turned that one on. These have the ability to replace the batteries. They're just CR2032 batteries that you can get online. And they work really great. You should have enough room here that if you wanted to put a real candle in place, you could. Make sure you put it in a glass holder if you're going to do that. And I think you'll have plenty of room in here for a glass votive as well. But we're going to recommend you use the Imitation lights, they still flicker really pretty, and you're not going to have to worry about fire, which would be a real concern if you started to use real tea lights. And that gives you your perfect little starry tea light. Enjoy!